What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new edition of the Influence Show. My name is Michael Blessed, and joining me as always is Emmanuel Enejo.
Alright, brother, man.
Doing, man.
What's good, man?
Thank God. How are you?
Very well, bro.
How is the weekend? How is everything so far?
We thank God,
Yeah.
as always. God is ever faithful, man.
Yeah, sure.
Thank God we are here.
Again.
We are not better than those who are no longer here.
Sure.
24/7.
Bless Almighty God for everything. So thank God for life. Thank God for good health. Thank God for our family, our loved ones, and every other thing that the Lord has done for us. To say thank you, Father, for all you have done. We really appreciate you.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate all you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we
thank
believe
thank
you out there are doing as well very okay.
Absolutely.
We believe you are doing very fine. No matter what it is, we thank God for life.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's equals to that reminds me the life of Jasper.
Vaspa, you mean to
Vaspa,
say?
yeah.
Because,
Like, seriously, in fact, I don't know, but we continue saying thank God for everything.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He said in all situations we
Yeah,
should
we
give him thanks, right?
Yeah.
So who are we to whine and
Question,
complain
Yeah.
and murmur for whatever thing we are passing through?
Yeah.
And,
He knows all, and we're saying paying our tribute to all his family members,
absolutely.
all our condolences to all the family members, his loved ones. When the sting of death, if you have not experienced it before, I don't think there's anyone on earth that has not experienced death before.
There are people who has not, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably your family member or somebody who's close to you, or a distant friend, something like that.
Yeah. When it's a distant friend, right?
Yeah.
Or when it's a distant friend, the pain, right, it's not as much on you, right?
Yeah,
It will not be as painful as when it happens to you, right?
Yeah.
When it happens to your immediate person,
family,
right?
yeah.
Your immediate loved ones, right?
That's cool,
Taking, for instance, your wife, your husband,
your
your
brother,
children,
your sister,
like that.
something like that.
So there are people who really has not felt the pain, and really thank God for such persons. Yeah.
So we thank God for you. And we believe those who have experienced it before, like me, I've experienced it before, and I know the pain in it. So we are saying, may the Lord Almighty console you out there, console you, the life of the family of Vaspa, not just his family, but all his friends and business associates too. But the Lord Almighty console you. We cannot console you. We can only say we can only try our best, but it's only God that can console. Yeah,
man.
You understand?
You see, bro, I was so touched by the sudden departure of this brother, man, because
It's painful.
Vaspa lived such a remarkable life.
Sure.
He is
Always
that
smiling.
quiet guy, always smiling.
Yeah.
Anybody he sees as a guy, you are his
welcome.
chairman,
Yeah.
right? and we always call him engineer.
engineer,
And indeed,
engineer
he
Vaspa.
rep the chemical engineer
Sure.
that he was supposed to be while he was here, and that is why he was able to come up with the idea of Vaspa paint, right?
Yeah.
And of course, come on,
Man.
Vaspa really rep, man. And
seriously.
well, it's unfortunate that his life ended this quick.
Yeah.
Who are
Quite
we to
unfortunate.
question God, man? We believe that God, who is the giver of life
And the taker of life.
and the taker of life,
Yeah.
who is the father to the fatherless, and who is the husband to the widows, right?
Yeah.
And also
The mother to the
motherless, and also the help of the helpless will of course see his family
Yeah.
through, because he has a child. And of course, the most painful part of it, bro, is the fact that his wife is heavily pregnant.
Like serious, oh my goodness. When it comes to my mind when I thought of it, when I thought of that, and I was like, who is going to take care of this family? Like, why you have a child, your child cannot, in fact, like in the next 4 years, the child will grow up and I'll be like, where is my dad? It's
Very
so
painful, right?
man. but I believe God will not let them be put
God
to
is
shame.
ever faithful,
I
man.
believe He's faithful and is going to continue taking care of the family. And
No doubts about that.
I believe the faith we have in God is that whenever we call upon Him, He's able to respond to us and listen to us. So we believe it doesn't take Him unaware. I think He's the giver of life and taker of life. He's the author and finisher of our faith. So who are we to question Him? So whatever all He's doing is all we have to do is saying thank you to Him, and we pray that the Lord Almighty keep the family going through all the tough times, the tough part of life, and all the in fact every part of our life and the life of the children. We believe God will see them through.
Absolutely, because
That
if
is how
you
it
really
is,
ask me now how the Lord is going to do that, I
No,
do
no.
not know.
No.
Because in the same Africa,
Yeah.
where the moment an husband died, the wife tends to suffer in the hands of the family members. A whole lot of people are like that. Question some persons. Part of those questions people keep asking from yesterday up until now is the fact that who is going to take care of these children, like you said, right? Because they already knew about the reality of how people, right, after the death of the husband will subject both the children and the wife to suffering, and all they will keep on fighting for is, of course, the property and those things, every other thing that the person left behind as a property or as wealth, so to say. You understand?
Yeah,
but then the hope, of course, should anchor on the Lord, right?
Yeah.
He is ever
I
faithful.
think that's
Ever
what
faithful.
we should hope on, because it pains me a lot when if I witness such life in the life of our African parents and our brothers. It's not. I don't really welcome such idea where somebody who lost her husband, and all the family member could do is how to break the woman useless, or how to make her family and the little one, the children suffer. Man, I think we really need to talk about that maybe some other time. Because maybe let's say some other time. We really
But for the meantime,
we need to.
If you are there and you are like that, you better have a rethink, have a change of mind, because one day.
The message will definitely catch up on you.
All right,
sure.
Let's leave it on that now.
Yeah, sure. So today we're going to be talking about coronavirus.
The Corona Experience, right?
Yeah. So many people have a lot of experience during the first wave. We are in the second wave now. Like
That's what they said.
That's what they said. Because
but man,
we need to know the experience. I've experienced a lot of things during the first wave. Yeah. And the second wave now, I don't know.
Do you know that some people do not believe that Corona is real in Nigeria?
Did you know the reason why some people will not believe is that some people take it as it's a rich man sickness. Okay. It's for the rich men because they don't travel, they don't mingle too much. People.
But if this rich guy traveled, right, they will come back to mingle with us in the market and some other few places. And even if they don't come to the market and public places themselves, they are cooked. Or better still, their messengers do come to the market where we do, mingle with them, right?
I heard someone say during the first wave, it was like we hustle during the daytime under the sun, and the COVID-19 that doesn't like heat or something like that. So it probably will be having it, but because of the sun, we expose ourselves to all this kind of stuff, this kind of hardship life stuff. Doesn't that it will have nothing to do with them or something like that. But I was saying it as in all things we need to take precautionary measure because you don't know what might happen the next minute. So we need to be careful whatever it is. I was like, the first time when the COVID-19 was first noticed in Nigeria, it will be like in my place of work, it will be like some people will be like, yawn is too much. You don't even know what this COVID-19 is all about, and all you do is just cover your hands with the hand glove and your nose mask. And I said, it's going to be very, very tough for me. It's going to be very hard for me to expose myself, even when I don't know. I should take the precautionary measure because even the Lord is going to blame me if I know the right thing to do and I refuse to do it.
Absolutely.
So the best thing for me to do is to do the needful at first. Let me see how the Lord is going to help me.
Yep.
So I always go out with my nose mask on, with my hand glove, and other things. I protect myself, and I believe the experience some of us have experienced so far. We believe that we don't pray for the second one to be that strong as the first one, but we need to take
precautionary measures.
Yeah. Because we need to be careful whatever we do, how you mingle with people.
So the point.
Give social distance.
Absolutely, absolutely, and of course, use your hand sanitizer regularly, and of course, regularly wash your hand. Right.
Yeah.
Now, the point here is, or the most important thing here is not whether there is COVID-19 or not.
Yes.
Right. It is popularly accepted now that COVID-19, the second wave, is here, right? And even the same way some people did not believe the first wave of the coronavirus or the pandemic, right? The same way some people, the same set of persons still do not believe that it exists here in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you believe at all that it does exist in every other part of the world, then there is every possibility that it can also exist. Yep. Yeah. And our people do travel as well. Yes. So there is every possibility that it does exist here as well. Yes. Right?
So, when we talk about the experience.
Sorry, bro. So we should take precautionary measures. We all know all of those precautionary measures by now. And so let us do everything within our power to make sure that we protect ourselves. But that is not to say that we should then trust more on those face masks that we use, on those hand sanitizers that we use, or the hand washing, and every other precautionary social distancing. Let most of those trusts be on God, right?
Yeah.
Who is able to protect you in the real sense, and also to keep us away from this deadly pandemic, right?
When we talked about the experience, a lot of us have, so many people have experienced during the first wave and the second wave. I overheard some people saying, because the first one, they've not heard about anybody who, let's say, their close relation or any of their friends who have been affected by this COVID-19 stuff.
Yep.
So, and the reason why some of those people we find it very, very difficult to believe is because, the first wave, they kept so many people into hunger. So many people experienced so lot of hardship during that period.
Yep.
So when you talking about the second wave now, it's going to be like you are just making noise to them, because some people would categorically tell you plainly that there is nothing on earth that will make them go on a second lockdown. So I was like, I don't think that's the best thing to do. I don't think that should be we should not say that adamant and hard.
Because the corona lockdown was so hard on my people. So you shouldn't be blaming them now.
Sure, that's what I'm saying.
Some people even died of hunger. Some almost died of hunger, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because the same way lockdown is being observed outside, it's not the same way it's being observed here.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Government in other places provide food for them during the lockdown.
Yeah. So,
but here, nobody provided anything.
So they led the poor masses into hunger and so many suffering.
And even the few ones that were provided was not evenly shared among the people.
Yeah.
Some were even kept in the gigantic warehouses.
Like seriously.
And at a point, the people out of hunger no longer have options but to break into those warehouses and help themselves. Until now, I find it very difficult to blame those guys.
Not just breaking into the warehouses.
Yep.
Some people could no longer stay at home, but they need to find something to go out to do, to provide their daily bread.
Absolutely.
Because they won't just watch their family. I could imagine some people with family, like family of 2, 3, going maybe from morning to night. They could not have a meal for a day.
It's a painful
thing.
It's a horrible experience.
Like seriously, that is why when you talk about the second wave, all I urge Nigerians and everybody to do is to ask God for God's mercy over our land, because we don't want it, whether COVID-19 or no COVID-19, we don't want to experience any lockdown anymore.
Absolutely.
Because it's not a good experience because so many people sold their things, their belongings to survive the first wave.
Telling you, man.
So I don't. When you talk about the second wave now, I believe it's going to cause so many harm to the poor masses, and you know the reason why those people are taking those things into their hands and they're not very serious about it is because you know they have a lot of things packed in their warehouses. They have those things packed in their stores, so they don't care about the poor masses. And I want to tell you, the rich out there, you know, remember the Lazarus and the rich man.
Yep.
No matter whatever you do on earth, remember that someone is there above you who is watching you.
Absolutely.
Whatever you do on earth, you are going to give account.
Absolutely.
So why are you punishing the poor masses for God's sake? And that's for the poor, that's for the rich people, and for us, for those who are those less privileged, for the poor masses, I believe we don't pray for the second wave though. We don't pray for the second wave.
Yep.
We believe the Lord is going to do so many. I mean, the Lord is going to heal our land.
The Lord has been ever faithful
to us. Yeah.
The Lord was so merciful to us, bro.
Yeah, sure.
I remember when this thing was hitting hard on other countries, fear gripped me, bro. And if you remember, I took to my Facebook page to post some prayers because I knew my country was never ready for this thing.
The challenge.
We do not have what it takes to fight this thing called coronavirus.
And again,
I mean,
you know, even if we have those things to fight those things, because there are no proper hands to check it, to checkmate it. There are no proper hands to make use of it. So the only thing I know about this country, about our nation, is that the Lord has been so merciful.
Is
the
what
Lord
it
has been
is.
so faithful.
Is what it
in
is.
this land, because if the outbreak of this COVID-19 in other parts of state, other parts of the country, other part of the world, I mean to say, if I wish it happens that way in Nigeria.
No, man, you better not wish for that, because we are not ready to fight that.
Yeah, we don't wish for it. We don't wish for it because
like,
we don't have people
we are grateful
who can stand for us. You know.
May you continue to be ever
prayerful,
faithful to us, Lord.
Yeah.
Because you know our health system is in comatose, very poor hospital, and then there is nothing you can do overnight just to improve those things. And well, that is not to say we do not appreciate the little ones that our people did, because there are so many persons who are in the front line, right? And of course, some nurses and doctors has actually lost their life according to reports that we got, right? So we appreciate them, right? But then there are still, you know, there are more things to be done when it comes to our health sector. So as a people, right?
What we are saying in essence is that we want to urge you guys out there, keep the law of this social distancing, and those things you need to do. Those things you need to do. Those things you need to do. Please do it.
Just do your part, right?
Yeah, do your part and leave the rest for God.
Absolutely.
You know, it's very possible but we don't wish for the second lockdown or the outbreak. I mean the second week. But what we need to do as a human, do it and leave the rest for God.
Absolutely.
Just do your part.
Absolutely.
Maintain social distance.
Absolutely.
And always put on your nose mask, your face mask, and all the whatever you need to do to make sure you're doing the right thing. Just do it and leave the rest for God. Because when you think about when we talk about this COVID-19 opportunity, it's not a thing in fact, it's not a thing to welcome. We cannot even say we want to. Nobody's longing to see the second wave anymore. Nobody, because the hardship that is attached to this, it's so great that we cannot. And I repeat, we cannot afford to face the second wave. So the best thing to do, you the travelers, the market sellers, in fact, whatever anywhere you find yourself, please make sure you do the needful.
Do the needful. By doing what now? Wearing off your face mask.
Face mask, and maintaining social distance of at least 2 to 3 meters.
All right.
Yeah.
And of course, you should also, you know, regularly use your hand sanitizer.
Yes.
Or better still, you can use soap to wash your hand.
Yeah.
On a regular basis,
like
hand
somebody
wash.
says, prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
So it's better we prevent these things before the escalation than we embracing it before fighting it.
All right.
It's better we prevent it from even coming close to us.
Absolutely.
I think it's the best way to go about it.
Absolutely.
We should take every measure to prevent it. Whatever it takes you to do. How much is it? doesn't take much to get all those things.
Absolutely.
So just get it and make use of it in a proper way.
Absolutely. Talking about Corona Experience, right?
Yeah.
Remember then during the lockdown, right? Was it around June or was it around May, June, right?
Yeah.
There's a brother that we lost, and I remember myself,
Yeah.
and of course the late Vaspa that we talked about.
Yes.
We both took this guy to the hospital, right? I think Vaspa came to meet me around 3 a.m., right? And we rushed him to Asokoro General Hospital in FCT. From there, they told us Asokoro General Hospital has been turned to isolation center. We thereby proceeded to Wuse General Hospital. On getting there, right, we met this nurse on duty who was about, welcoming us with the patient into the hospital. But the moment she requested for the bill, the letter, right? The letter they gave us. What is it called now? What's that letter called? They gave them a letter, right? A referral letter now. And the moment she see that they have written from that private hospital, right, that this person has corona symptoms, she now, out of here, said we should go to NCDC center, which we did, right? And nobody was on ground as of then, because it was about by then it was already 5:30 thereabout. And they told us we have to wait up until 9 o'clock the following day before NCDC could come and attend to people who by then would be on queue. Now, the brother, right, was not able to stay for that long, or for the long period of time, right? And in about 30 minutes thereafter, he started, struggling to breathe, right? And he said he needed something that could support his breath, that could help him to breathe proper, right? And of course, because we were not with, oxygen there, neither were we with, we were not with oxygen or inhaler, right, that could help him. We became so scared that we could not wait any longer for them to, come conduct the test, right? And so we rushed him to National Hospital. And of course, on reaching there, immediately he stepped his foot on the emergency ward. He collapsed, and of course, he died. Now, when they asked about the symptoms, right, we told them, and of course, they conducted a corona test on him. They said in few days' time they would give out the result, which they eventually give. They gave the result, and they said this guy was killed by coronavirus. That is what they said. Now, the same guy, according to the wife, had history of asthma, and sometimes he would cough to the extent that he would start coughing blood, right? And this same guy now has said to have died of coronavirus. No questions asked about that, because we were not there when they conducted the test.
Yeah.
Now, the mysterious thing, what is not so much clear to me now, is the fact that if these people are really doing their work where we took this guy to, right, how comes they never come after us to say, come and conduct the test as well? If truly it was corona that killed this guy, and with the whole thing, right, even though that we were on our face mask, hand globe, we were using hand sanitizers on a regular basis, how comes they did not go after his wife and those people who were staying in his family to say, let us conduct this corona test on you? If they were being sincere to themselves,
that is what they are supposed to
that
do.
is that is the right thing they're supposed to do, right?
They are supposed to come and conduct appropriate tests. I mean the COVID-19 test on the children, on the wife and the family,
and of course those of us who helped him to the hospital.
Yes.
So I think that it's possible that these persons are not being truthful to us. And it's possible that this brother was not actually being killed by coronavirus.
Yeah.
It's possible that it was his, he had asthma condition that killed him.
Yeah, that got so serious and took his life.
And so they're not being sincere with the whole of these things. And so I do not blame those people who say they never believe corona exists in this country.
I think from this experience you've just shared so far, I've had a lot of people who complained so bitterly about it. You know, I could remember very well so many cops were seized during the COVID-19.
This guy's corpse
were seized too.
was seized.
Exactly. So
The corpse was never released.
yeah, because you know, I think I'm not blaming them 100%, but what I'm trying to say here is that they are supposed to do the needful, conduct the necessary checks upon people who are supposed to be tested. You know, when we talk about the experience so far, you know, a lot of people complain that so many calls have been seized because some people complain of headache and they give up the ghost, and the corpse was seized in the hospital because all in the name of COVID-19.
Yep.
And you know, imagine you lost your brother or your husband and the corpse was being seized by the federal government. You know,
such a painful experience.
It's such a painful thing, and I believe no, all I'm just saying is.
But when an elite died, right?
Yeah.
His corpse was buried, right?
Imagine, yeah, sure.
And
yeah.
when it's the poor masses,
they'll
seize
seize
the corpse.
You know, I think what they're trying to achieve there, you know, they want the number. I don't know what they are gaining out of it, but they want the number to be increasing. You know, imagine. I believe with so many convictions that not all the number are true and are real. The number,
right.
the number they gave out about the COVID-19,
right.
I don't think all the number is correct, because if truly that number is correct and there's so much people contracted the virus as they so claim to be, then I believe that there are better things to be done, because when you see those things, they keep increasing the number by every second, but we are not seeing any appropriate measures being taken by the federal government. All they could do is how the money will be, how they would share the money the World Health Organization will be giving them, and all of those things. What
and
the problem we have is
if truly you are in the business of sharing such money, then shame on you, man.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Because
it can never get worse than that.
Come on. And believe me, you're one of the issues we have in this country.
It's what it is.
You're one of our problems.
Biggest
Wherever
problem
you are, and you think if all you can do during this COVID-19 is to exploit the federal government, and is to take money from the federal government, all in the name of conducting tests and all those things. And I'm sorry for you, man. The Lord is watching you.
Absolutely.
I believe we here on this end, we will take the necessary thing. We'll do the necessary thing by giving social distance and putting on our face masks and all.
And everybody got serious during Corona, man.
Yeah, sure.
Especially with their faith journey.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody got so close to God. Some people feel they don't still give it time.
When we talk about that,
living their normal lives, right? But
sure.
then, I mean,
that's what we have to say.
It's not always good, right? To wait until pressure start hitting on us before we take appropriate measures, or before we take the right decisions, right? Let's not always wait for when, you know, life hits us hard before we start acting better with our lives. Now that we are healthy, now that we have the freedom, let us
prevent it.
You know, let us make let us make maximum use of the freedom, the power, and of the good health that we have. Let us not wait until that dying minute and start acting, you know, better. Take the necessary thing that is
and you are there who keep increasing if you keep increasing the number all in the name of your own selfish interest, then you better have a change of mind and rethink.
You can do better than that.
Yeah, sure.
So the Corona Experience. That's what we are discussing. It's not a funny experience. And since it's COVID-19 and now we are in 2021, I think we should be done with COVID-19 now. And so
because it's no longer
it's no longer 19, right? We are now in 2021. So I pray that Corona will soon become a thing of the past.
Be an experience of the past.
Should we mention the vaccine?
You
want to? They say the vaccine, in fact, billions of naira has been invested by the federal government on the vaccine. And the question now is, are you ready to take the vaccine? Myself, I've not decided. So how about you?
I'm not ready to take that.
All right, now.
I'm not ready to take that.
So let us protect ourselves, and because by so doing, maybe
the Lord will help us.
The Lord will help us. Surely, and we will not need any more vaccine. So it's a wrap.
At this point where we, the Influence Show, will continue to say we love you.
course.
We love you.
Because we love you. We
yeah.
want you to stay safe.
Yes. We want you to be alive.
Take the appropriate measures.
Yes.
And of course, see you in the
time.
next edition
Yeah.
of the Influence Show.
Thank you, bro.